Okay, so when you download the file, you just from Kaggle, you may find your file in the download folder, this one, and just to unzip the file. Okay, so you may have a folder for this file. Okay, so first we have to check by using Notepad. 我们可以先用 text file 去看哈。So you can open the file with 记事本 ，OK, Notepad. Why we want to see using the 记事本 our Notepad? Because we have to find out does this data set. 我切换一下荧幕 ，OK. So when you use the 记事本 the Notepad to read this CSV file, so we have to check is this file has any column name for the data set. So you may find customer stay, customer lifetime. So they are the column name for each variables. Okay. 所以说这边可以看得到 ，OK, so there are column name in the first row 在第一列 ，and we also find the splitter for this CSV file is comma， 逗点是对的 ，OK。Okay, so then we have to upload this file to your Google Drive. Okay, I used to upload this data file to data, these folders. Okay, so first things, after you download the data set into your your computer, so you have to upload to your Google Drive. So with this one, to mount with your Google Drive, so you get the permission from your Google Drive. Okay, so if you didn't find the drive folder, so you may reload. So you may find a drive and my drive. Because when you use Colab, so the Google will generate this Colab notebook folder automatically. 它会直接会帮你建立这个档案，那个资料夹。Okay, so I said last time you have create a folder like folder name data, right? Okay, so please upload the data with just unzip file. Okay, since I have uploaded this one before, so I did.我就不做这个了。Okay, so please upload this file to your Google Drive. You may upload to a folder name maybe different as mine data. So you may use another folder name as you like. Okay, so after you upload this file, so you have to check, does it upload successfully? Okay, data. So it starts with WA, this one. Okay. WA type C, let me see. User C, this one, marketing. this one. Okay. Don't forget to copy the path from your Google. Okay. When you upload this file successfully, so you have to copy the path in your Google Drive. Okay, so we don't need this navigator anymore, so we just close it. Okay, so you may make a copy for the link, the path in your Google Drive. 好，那我就不收你们的荧幕了哈。Okay, so you may check on the whiteboard, the projector. Okay, so you may copy the path you just copied from. Okay, so let us check the path which we just copied. Okay, so content is the root, the directory for Google server, Drive, My Drive, Collab Notebooks, right? 你们这个刚才有看到吧 ？Right? Drive, My Drive, Collab Notebooks, and then the data. Okay, so with the file name, we just upload. Okay, if your folder is different as my data, so you can use your data, your path. 啊，假如你不是用 data 这个 folder 的话，你就自己 copy 一下，也是一样的。Just replace this one with your path, you just copy. 好，懂吧？好。Okay, so we have to load the data to Python environments. So you may find the spreader is common, right? Spreader is common. Okay, so so don't forget to import the data set. Import this one. We have to import the main.py as PLT for data visualization. Also, we have import the pandas as PD for data manipulation. 对不对？还记得吧？好，我有没有切换吗？好 ，Okay, so don't forget to import the required packages for data visualization, PLT, and also with PD, which is pandas, right? Okay. Okay, so now we have to use the pandas read CSV functions, right? And we have the path in your Google Drive. Okay, let's check. Okay, so when we read this data set and assign to df this variable, and we check the dimension, the shape for this data set, df. Okay, so what is the dimension for this data set? So this data set with 24 variables. 有24个变数。So how many records? There are 9,134 records. 所以说一共有9134笔的资料，24个变数，24个栏位。Okay, it's your turn to import the data set to Colab environments. So for the data analytics, so all the process is almost the same as the chapter 1, chapter 2, right? Okay, so we use pandas, pd dot read CSV. If your file is Excel format, so you can Google pandas, read how to read Excel file from pandas. Okay, so you may find the different function to import the Excel format dataset. Okay, it's PD read Excel. Okay. 好，如果说你们的资料以后是 Excel 的档案的话，一样，好 ，Pandas 提供了可以读 Excel 的 format 的这个指令 ，OK， 那你就直接 Google 一下就好了。以后我们还是有案例的 ，So we have examples later。好，有没有都好了吧？还没有啊？好，给各位一点，好了。So I didn't provide the data set for you guys. So you have to upload the data set from Kaggle. Last time we uploaded data set from UCI, right? Okay. A lot of database for machine learning. Because it's hard for us to create or to generate this data set. 好，我们通常自己不会建这些的资料，对不对？好，还没好的举手。好 ，OK， 在30秒，好不好 ？30 seconds. Okay, so if you have import this data set successfully, so you may find the instruction I have mentioned before. Head, please show me the first 5 rows, right? So you can check the first 5 rows of your data. And later I will explain each variables, what is the meaning for each variables. Okay, please show me the first 10 records from BF dataset. So you may find the first column is customers. This is the customer ID state. So which state does the customer come from? Customer life value, okay, is very important variables for this data set. So this insurance has a customer life value for each customer to distinguish how important is their customers. Okay, later I will explain more detail for these 24 columns. Okay, so describe. What is describe mean? Please show me the numericals 数值型的 ，right？ The numerical description statistic 叙述性的统计 for continuous variables 对连续型的变数。Okay, so we use describe. Okay, so you may find the count. How many records for each variables? There are 9,134 each. 每个都是一样。So there is no missing value for all the continuous variables. 好，所以说这边的连续型的变数呢都没有遗漏值。好，我因为切过来一下。Okay, so we describe list instructions. You guys can realize the description statistical 叙述性的统计 for each continuous variables. Okay, the records for this customer lifetime value. What is the mean average for customer life value? Is almost 8,000 8,000. Okay, standard deviation. So what is the minimum 最小的 customer life value CLV. Okay, 最小的 the minimum is less than 2,000. What about the maximum CLV? It's more than 8. 80百千哦 83,000 83000，对不对 ？More than 83,000. Okay, 超过了83000。But their average CLV, the customer life value, is only 8,000. Okay, so you can see the range for each continuous variables. 啊，这个范围的大小，最小的是1000多，最大的到8万多。那我们的平均值呢是8000。Okay, so you have to check out all the variables. Okay, income. What is income? 收入嘛，好 ，for the income for each customers. Okay. So what else we have to do after we import the data set? Okay, so if you want to make the describe for object data type for characters, so you can use these instructions, include all. It will show you all the variables, not only continuous variables, but also with category variables. 好，我们现在用 describe, we use these parameters, include all. So please show me all the description for the variables. 啊，所以说用这个指令呢 it will show you category variables, right? 啊，这边就是 category 的 variables. But category variables don't have these values, right? 因为名目型的类别型的变数，它没有办法去计算平均值 ，don't have the minima value, don't have the maxima value, so it will show you N not available, right? But it did show you a very useful information is this one, unique. What is unique mean? 唯一. So how many unique type for customers for each category variables? Now, I have mentioned before, this customer is the customer ID, right? So there are 9,134 unique customer ID, right? Because each customer ID are different， 对不对？啊，所有的客户的编号、客户的 ID 都是不一样的，所以说它又有几个类别一样，跟我们的个数是一样，9134笔都是 unique 的，都不一样的。But you can see the second variable, which is state. So how many unique type for state? 5. So you know all the customers are coming from maybe these 5 states. 好，这个就是有5个州的客户。那哪几个州？等一下我们再来看。OK。Okay, so for continuous variables, so they don't have the unique 啊，对连续型变数就没有这个了啊，这个是第一个，还有它的最早哦，这个 top 好，那frequency top 最先碰到的了 ，OK， the first state is California 加州 ，OK。So its frequency is 3,150, 3150， 3150个人 is come from California， 啊，就是加州的人数呢是占了大概1/3，对不对？一共是9000人嘛，所以说大概加州的人大概的这个客源就有3000多个。Okay, so I leave you maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Please take a look at. Okay, so you have to see what is the data for all the variables. 好，你们先看一下，好不好？好。